Oh, Shrek YouTube story. Begins now.
Yes.
So I was on YouTube yesterday.
Oh, there's those.
So I was on zero sleep. My doctor gave me some medication. And so one of the side effects apparently is insomnia. I did not fucking get any sleep.
I know that game.
And so last night I slept wonderfully because I took fucking Z-Quil. But the night before, running on fucking zero sleep. And I was like, how do I fucking pass the time? Because I'm literally up. It's like 3 in the morning. I don't know what to do. And so, what I did was I stumbled across like Shrek, like just like the intro to Shrek.
Okay.
And it led me down this rabbit hole, like through the comments and through like related videos, where apparently Shrek is regarded, first of all, one thing that I did not know about Shrek, that whole movie is just a giant middle finger to Disney. I did not know. Because like, it makes fun of all like the tropes that Disney uses in their films, like, you know, like the damsel in distress, you know, hero and all that, and,
yeah.
Like, you know, transforming into like a monster at midnight, all that stuff. Also, the villain in the first movie, Lord Farquaad, apparently, when said with a Scottish accent, like how Shrek has, sounds like Lord Farquaad.
Oh my!
And the villain,
for the children.
Lord Farquaad apparently looks like Michael Eisner, who is the CEO of Disney. And so the whole movie is just a giant middle finger to Disney, because the guys it was apparently like DreamWorks, whoever made Shrek, I believe it was DreamWorks.
Yes.
Was directed by like an ex-Disney employee, like a disgruntled ex-Disney employee. And so the whole movie, apparently the whole trilogy, but really the first movie and the second movie as well, is just like a middle finger to Disney.
Well, I for one enjoy Disney.
Yeah.
and would never say anything negative about it. We're just telling story.
Yeah.
So Disney.
No. These are the words of Shrek and the company that made Shrek.
These are the words of Lord Fuckwad and Dennis Faberstein.
Yeah.
Minschneichner.
Yeah. What was that fake name from SpongeBob?
Schmitty Orgaman Jensen.
Yeah, he was number 1. But
Oh man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, oh, thank
Up
you.
where? Up here?
Thank you, waitress. Oh my god, I never would have known.
Oh my god, I've never seen an actor before.
Oh my god,
It's Russell Crowe.
Oh. Making movies, making songs, fighting around the world. Oh.
Woo.
But yeah, and like the whole second movie, like especially the part where like the giant gingerbread, like I never realized a lot of the jokes in Shrek 2 are really fucking clever, but I just didn't get them when I was little. Like there's like they make fun of cops, where like especially like the part with like they made fun of who's the football player that murdered people, or allegedly.
Oh well, we got a pretty big list there, bud.
Yeah. Famous dude who rode away on a white Bronco.
O.J. Simpson.
Yeah. So in the first movie, there's literally a guy riding a white horse, and they say, he's making fun of cops, and they're saying he's riding away in a white Bronco. And I didn't get the joke when I was little, but now I get it. I think it's hilarious.
I actually never realized that either. Whoa.
Same thing with like the second one. They make fun of Starbucks and how there's a Starbucks on every corner, and like when there's a giant gingerbread man attacking, which sounds a lot like Godzilla, the people run out of the first Starbucks and run into the second Starbucks, which is right next door. There's a lot of like, I'm not gonna be like one of those fucking mean kids who thinks like Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Oh, those
but
videos are.
I will say, like, having rewatched a bunch of scenes, it might have just been the insomnia, like the lack of sleep. But I did kind of laugh. I laughed my ass off watching old Shrek.
I have not seen Shrek in ages. Someone at my work last year showed me this really weird video that someone took the entire movie of Shrek and converted it into a 2-hour-long GIF on repeat.
Oh.
It apparently exists somewhere online.
Why is it a GIF? Wouldn't there be no music?
Nope, it's literally just a GIF of all of the the video on repeat forever.
Forever.
And ever and ever.
Interesting. So
he had a lot of time on his hands, I guess.
Would you just send that to people? Like, would he send that to people?
Apparently Reddit, so...
Oh, it's on Reddit?
I think so.
Oh, that fucking website.
I feel like everything's on Reddit.
There's sometimes... I regret going on that website a lot, where I'm just like, why am I on this? Like, there's nothing good here. There's nothing good about this website. I don't know. That website makes me angry.
Yeah. Wait, do you hear that?
That weird singing?
Applebee's, I'm scared.
Applebee's, hold me. Wrap me in your delicious meals.
Eat my ass.
Applebee's. I'm going to use you as a meat shield.
Wait, there's treasure. Applebee's. What other fancy food establishments start with the letter A?
Aldi's.
Arby's, quickly.
Arby's. Yeah, Arby's.
Keep more names. Distract me from this.
Restaurants that start with the letter A. Oh, shit.
Mario Batali!
Whoa.
I like Mario. Actually, wait. Oh.
This is just gonna be like a nostalgia episode. Do you remember Hollywood Video?
Yes.
Yeah. And they would like clean your discs and everything, and like that was I like that store a lot. I have like a lot of good memories of that store.
I didn't go there a lot, but I definitely remember it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I miss a lot of those like video stores, Royal Video, Blockbuster.
well, soon every physical thing is gonna be gone.
Yep.
Everything's gonna be streaming.
Yep. Well, even Amazon has physical stores now. Like in the
Yeah, I heard about that.
I went my last day of work. Me and some coworkers, we took a trip into the city, and we went to the Amazon store, which is cashierless. It is completely automated. You just pull stuff off the shelves, and it charges your credit card.
Really?
Yeah, and like you just leave. Like there's no cashier. It's nothing. It's completely there's like a
Well, that doesn't sound like any problems will eventually arise.
Yeah, I'm sure nothing will get stolen at all. It's like I wonder like what would happen if it's by weight. Like, could you just like replace it with like a weight? I mean, there is like a bodyguard there, but he was like an old dude. I think he probably didn't give a fuck.
I'm such an ass. I always, whenever I see really old security guards, the first thing I always think to myself is, huh?
Yeah. You remember T-Bone?
Yeah.
That guy closed the door on me and Basil. He literally, it was me.
Vassal is an old friend of ours.
Yeah, Vassal, for those of you who, that would be everybody who doesn't know, Vassal was an old friend of ours from high school, and I haven't heard from him since high school, but I hope he's doing well. But we had this old like security guard at our high school nicknamed T-Bone, who was about 1,000 years old. And I couldn't even tell you anything else about him except that he was old because he didn't say anything. I don't know if he could talk, but he was just this old man. Kind of looked like Eustace from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Courage! And I remember once me and Vassal and... Ooh. Right. Dude, we gotta get... I think you should try...
No, we won't play Fortnite. How dare you?
Okay. Right.
No one will know. Forget what you just saw.
Yeah, anyway, T-Bone.
T-Bone!
T-Bone! And, yeah, he was this super old security guard. And we all kind of had that same thought, like, I mean, heaven forbid, but, like, what if there was, like, an emergency, you know? Like, what the fuck is...
Or if there was just a fight. A really, really bad fight.
Yeah, what if there was, like, a fight? There was a fight. Mr. Graziano had to fucking take care of it. But,
This really isn't... It's like, this really isn't working, isn't it?
Yeah.
Boy.
Oi. That wasn't necessary.
You're necessary.
And so, yeah, me and Vassal coming back from lunch, he literally saw us. He looked at us. T-Bone saw us coming back, and we were like, hold the door, because we heard the bell ring, looked at us, and just closed the door. And just, we had to go through, like, the opposite door, making us late for class. We were like, yeah, cool. Way to do your job, T-Bone.
Yeah, I remember I was late for class once. Like, I was very rarely ever late for class.
Yeah.
But I was out at lunch too long because traffic was really bad.
Yeah.
And I literally came in, I forget who the teacher was, but I literally came in and said, no, I swear to God, I'm late by 5 minutes, but that was because traffic was really bad. Yeah, okay.
Wow, really?
He was being a dick about it.
Wow, what an asshole. Yeah, we've all had those teachers that are just super unforgiving no matter what. Even if, like, you're normally a good student, like, they're usually there on time. Honestly, cutting class, like, would make me feel bad. I couldn't do it. I was bad at being a bad
nerd.
I know. I felt the only time I really cut was my senior year. No, 11th grade, because they put me in an extra math class. I'm not good at math. They put me in an extra math class where my lunch period should have been. So like there were some days where I just didn't have a lunch period, and so what happened? Oh,
none.
So there were some days where like I just didn't have like a lunch period, and so then I would cut the extra math class.
Yeah.
So I'm like sorry, but and Mr. Walsh, he was nice. I probably shouldn't say his name, but whatever.
Well, I don't know.
Another.
It says his name is Hrungnir. Mother told me about him. A giant warrior made of stone.
Go on.
Looks like he was in a pretty big battle. Odin's there, Thor, even the world serpent.
Ooh.
Oh. Thor must have smashed his head apart. See? But look. Hrungnir's body squished him.
Ah.
Idiot.
You know.
What did I tell you about that language?
You know. Yeah, I'll push him out of the way.
What does it say?
Look at the art. I love it. He's just holding him by the neck. I love it.
I like how close Kratos is standing,
Oh god.
like trying to read.
Yes, of course. I knew this.
Shut up.
Teetle.
Tito the timid taxidermist.
I want all of you to know, reading totally sucks ass. I actually don't mind reading. I think it's pretty cool
I like reading.
when it's something I'm interested in.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I try to force myself to read a little bit every day. Right now I'm reading Stephen King. I like nonfiction though usually. Nonfiction is cool.
Oh, we're about to open up.
You said people
And I'm
had
sure
bad
there's a lot of
luck.
OCD people who are very annoyed that I kind of just
Afraid.
left this alone. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Will stay out of it.
Coming at you like,
Damn it.
I can fight.
You will stay out of it, boy.
There we go.
No more of this.
OCD people, you're welcome.
Yep.
Let's open this chest. Oh, for sure.
yeah.
What did you find, Philip? Shut up, turds.
Apple.
Ooh, one more and we get some more health.
Ooh. Dad, I'm kind of hungry. Shut up.
That did it.
Yeah.
Did it?
What are you supposed to? What do you mean?
I just.
I want to see what's over here, actually.
Ooh.
I would just like to see what's over here, and then we shall continue.
I will say
Oh,
that.
it's just health.
I will say that they handled the whole like
Oh, what do we got a chest?
extra like if this game came out in like 2006, then you know that this game would just be like a giant escort quest, where like you would have to like your son would have like a health bar,
Yeah.
and like he would wander into shit,
Yeah.
he would fall off of cliffs. They really didn't have a good grasp on like escort quests or like
Yeah.
escort missions where you have to get a person from like A to B. Like, oh, did you ever play Dead Rising?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yes, I did.
That fucking game is the most... I couldn't finish it. It's the most infuriating... And the whole, like, you have to save... I didn't know that the game didn't auto-save. I got, like, really far one time. And I didn't know that, like, the game expected you to go into the bathroom to save, which I think is kind of stupid. The game just doesn't save. So, like, if you turn your game off, and you didn't save, then you're starting from the beginning.
Yeah, there's a lot about that game I don't remember. You really had to save through the back.
Yeah, you have to go to the bathroom and save. It doesn't auto-save, which I think is dumb. And the whole game is timed. There's a time.
Oh,
limit.
yeah.
There's a time limit.
Yeah.
And like if you don't get to certain stuff in time, it's just done. Like you can't do it anymore. Which that whole game just like gave me such anxiety.
Yeah.
Because like I hate time limits. Anything that's timed gives me the worst. It makes me so nervous. God. Time limits.
I love that. That's my favorite one where the Superman punching midair.
That's fucking incredible. Holy shit. Now, how do you fill up that bar, that like anger meter? Is it from getting hit or landing hits?
I think it's from both.
From both? Okay.
But you can also get like orange things here. I've been an idiot and didn't upgrade myself. I really should have done that, but I'll do that after this. Okay, we gotta deal with that Revenant because she is annoying me. Hup. Hup. Too bad Kratos is a world, wide world of sports champion.
Yeah, he's a heavyweight
Great
champion.
athlete.
Joe Rogan calling this game. He's like, oh!
So Kratos, you ever been on DMT?
Yeah. Because I got some elk in my freezer. I don't know if you lost it before. It's like, yeah, it's entirely
So
possible.
God of War, what was that like?
Yeah, that's, wow, yeah, man. That's entirely possible.
Hey, Jimmy, put up that video of that moose getting hit by the car.
There was a video where it was like Joe Rogan's entire being condensed into like 12 seconds, and he's like, wow, yeah. He's like, it's entirely possible that our being is all just a vivid dream, and we live on this very thin veneer of consciousness.
Imagine if all human life had a monetary value. Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Jamie, can you pull up that video? Did you ever? Wow. You ever see that video of that guy getting his face pulled off by a chimpanzee? Jamie, pull up that video real quick.
Oh,
I love Joe Rogan.
as do I.
These guys were brutal.
We must stay vigilant.
We must stay virgin. I mean, vigilant.
What?
Shut up.
But you had sex with my mom. There's no way you could be a virgin. Just silence.
A joke that neither of us knew how to end that joke.
Yeah.